Announcements droned overhead. Passengers hustled with rolling suitcases. Children weaved through the crowd, tugging at their parents' sleeves. Businesspeople were glued to their phones. No one expected that day to come to a halt, paused by something no one saw coming. In the midst of the crowd walked Lieutenant Colonel James Walker, 47, in full dress uniform. His boots echoed sharply on the polished marble floor. His chest bore rows of medals, but the heaviest weight he carried was invisible: the solemn duty of escorting the remains of Private First Class Ryan Mitchell, a 22-year-old who had fallen during a covert mission overseas. The flag-draped casket waited for him on the tarmac. Walker approached the check-in counter and handed over his military ID and paperwork. The airline agent glanced through them, and then froze. Her eyes darted away, as if she had just read something she didn't want to believe. "I'm sorry, could I see those documents again, sir?" she asked, voice strained. He handed them back. She whispered something to a colleague, then said, stumbling over her words, "I'm afraid we can't allow you to board this flight. There's a security issue." "Security issue?" Walker asked, his voice calm, but his eyes sharp. "This is an official military assignment, not a vacation. I understand, but it's an internal policy matter. I don't have the authority." Vague words, evasive glances, and a silence that began to ripple outward behind him, as other passengers sensed something was wrong. They saw a decorated officer, tasked with an honorable mission, being turned away with no clear explanation. An older man, wearing a worn U.S. Navy cap, stepped forward. "What is going on here?" "I've been through more security checkpoints than I can count, and I've never seen a soldier denied boarding while escorting a fallen comrade." That statement lit the fuse. Phones came out. Cameras turned on. A teenage girl nearby spoke up. "Excuse me, are they really not letting you board?" Walker nodded silently. The girl raised her phone. "I'm live streaming this. People need to see what's happening." From there, the media storm began. A tweet from a veterans advocacy group read, "A soldier denied boarding while escorting a fallen brother. Is this how we treat those who serve?" Hashtag, cancelletto honor dose vu serve. It exploded across social media within hours. Airport staff panicked. A senior manager appeared, voice syrupy. "We're very sorry, sir. There was a system glitch. We'll get you on a later flight, in first class." "I don't need first class," Walker said. "I need respect. And so does that soldier." At that moment, another man in uniform entered, Colonel Marcus Reed from the Department of Defense. He walked straight to Walker, extended his hand. "We received word. A military aircraft is ready. You don't have to deal with this alone, Colonel." The crowd fell quiet, not out of fear, but reverence. They knew something bigger had just surfaced. Silence was no longer an option. Walker turned to the Navy veteran and nodded. "Thank you for speaking up." "We look out for each other," the man replied. And with that, Walker walked on, back straight, without complaint, without looking back. But the shockwaves remained. Within 48 hours, social media erupted. News outlets picked up the story. The airline, once known for its slogan, treating every passenger like family, faced national outrage. Stock prices plummeted. A coalition of veterans groups filed a lawsuit. The airline CEO appeared on live television, pale and shaking, issuing a scripted apology. But it was too late. Back in a small town in Ohio, Colonel Walker stood with the family of Ryan Mitchell, giving them the last thing he could: presents. No cameras. No microphones. Just silence and respect. This story isn't about outrage. It's about a principle. Respect is not negotiable. And no one who wears the uniform should have to fight one more battle just to be treated like a human being.